Politicians like using the tribal card to divide Kenyans. Today we are going to be taking a look at the genesis of tribalism in Kenya and where has that gotten us. Let's first define what is tribalism. Tribalism is the tribal consciousness and loyalty, especially the exaltation of one tribe above all others. You see, before the coming of the British, little to no animosity existed between communities in Kenya. Intermarriages, which today are seen as a taboo, was in fact common. British imperialists introduced the principle of divide and rule that resulted in the exaggeration of differences between communities. The divide and rule tactic was used to magnify and exaggerate differences between tribes with the aim of fueling conflicts. The two main communities pit against one another were the Luos and Kikuyus due to their large numbers. Kikuyus, for instance, were led to believe that the Luos were indolent, lazy, uncircumcised, and therefore unreliable. The Luos, on the other hand, were told the Kikuyus were conspirators, schemers, and could never be trusted. This hostility persisted until the country gained its independence in 1963. During that time, there were only two political parties that were fighting for power, the Kenya African National Union, KANU, and the Kenya African Democratic Union, KADU. KANU was dominated by two tribes, the Luos and the Kikuyus, while KADU was an association of all the other tribes that were afraid of being finished by these two larger tribes. And then Mzee Jomo Kenyatta became president and was quickly labeled a tribalist for only picking people from his community for top positions in government. Even though Oginga Odinga was then vice president, people from his community claimed that they were looked down upon and whenever they complained was subjected to assassinations and intimidation. When Tom Mboya, a senior Luo politician and minister, was assassinated in 1969, the Kikuyus were blamed. That was seemingly the final nail in the coffin, and the hostility has since only continued. All the other small tribes in the country have followed suit. Ethnic loyalty that came as a result of this mindset has only gotten Kenya poor governance and underdevelopment. Even today, there are Kenyans who do not vote for Maendeleo. They vote using the Mtuwetu mentality. It's only once we drop the Mtuwetu mentality that we can elect good leaders in the country, or else bad leadership, bad economy, poor governance will still continue being prevalent in this country, and we will continue being underdeveloped until the day we decide to drop this mentality.